seeing the audience there with the 14-dimensional kayfabe chest there. Those of you who are unaware, you know, the whole thing with Pod Awful, was it 100% fake? No. This is what we call in the business a work shoot, folks. It's from pro wrestling. It's a work shoot. So a lot of the things that me and Jesse were saying, we went into it. It was planned that we were going to go at each other, but we didn't know what each other was going to say. You know what I mean? We were saying things that we do feel about each other. You know, like that's what we were saying. Or at least what we've felt about each other in the past. You know, years ago. It was kind of a replay of the feud that we had like 2 years ago. For people who have been paying attention there. And, you know, the whole reason for it was pretty simple. There's a few different reasons. Number one, we wanted to keep the show in the spotlight. We wanted to give you guys a fun show. So, you know, there's a big blood sport between Nick and Atticur on the other counter programming. You got to give you guys some sort of a blood sport, some sort of a fucking matchup. And number two, we wanted to get Jesse on the kill stream. And there was no way to get Jesse on the kill stream unless he established the trust to Ralph. That he could be trusted, that he was working with him, and that he was fucking us over.
And we thought it wasn't going to work. They were like, there's no way that's going to work. There's no, because we had no time to do the Dick Masterson stuff, right? So we're like, could this work? Jesse has worked with us on the Fuck Ralph Festival and a few other bits for our show, right? So we thought, okay, could this work? Is Ralph that dumb? Ralph has a restraining order from May, or May has a restraining order on Jesse. I'm like, there's no, like, this can't. So
but
when
he invites him on the show.
Because you went,
which
hey,
caused problems for his restraining order. I'm not sure, you know. How can you have a restraining order against somebody and then invite them on your show?
Yes.
But on top of that, the strategy was also, we thought what was going to happen with Nick and Jim was instantly Ralph and all the people on the kill stream were going to get pulled into the call and dogpile Jim. So we wanted Jesse to be there on the call so that we could feed him lines, we could feed him things to say, to fuck with them. And Jesse could disrupt that if that's what happened. That isn't actually what ended up happening, but he was there. And once we realized, okay, that's not what's going to happen, not everybody is going to get pulled in, it's going to be selective, then we were like, well, Jesse, just fuck with his show. So what Jesse did, he put up fucking blacked porn. Fucking
dude, by the way, we were watching this live, right? So I'm like, what should he do? And you're like, I don't know, put on some porn or some shit. So I'm like, put black cuckold porn on. So literally, right? Okay, I can't show that scene, obviously, here. But literally, we're sitting here, and Jesse's just like, in his pickle suit still. Like, he's like this. And he just, all you see is this porn start, right? The Pornhub logo and everything. But he's playing it from the beginning, right? And I'm like, fast forward to a good part. And he's got some black guys like banging this chick, but her husband's like eating her out or some shit. Like, it's brutal. And
he got away with it for like 20 minutes. I'm pretty sure.
It was like 3 minutes, right?
I thought he was a long time he was getting away with it.
And then you hear Baked Alaska, right? You hear Baked Alaska just go, is that porn on your laptop? And Jesse minimizes it instantly. He's like, and then he puts it back up, right? And then Ralph calls him out on it. Ralph goes, yo, Jesse, what the fuck is that? He goes, oh, sorry, dude. And they keep him on the show. He's been showing porn, like literally on his, like right behind him over his shoulder. And then Jesse starts doing this, dude. He starts putting pictures of Ralph's gunt right here. His gunt. And then he puts this one. He puts it on full screen. And it's Ralph's gunt jiggling, right? Because we thought the sex tape would be funny. But I'm like, nah, that's revenge porn. Probably a bad call. But he found that, right? And he's playing it. And then finally, after 20 minutes. Oh, and then apparently, Baked Alaska DMs Jesse and goes, and he's like, hey, you know you have Ralph Gunt on your screen, and then Jesse was like, no shit, like no fucking shit, like what the fuck? Ralph finally kicks him out. How Ralph fell for. First of all, I thought you guys were being a little bit over the top. And I was just like, is anyone gonna buy this? I'm like, it seems a little staged, right? Apparently everyone thinks you're Oscar award winning.
Oh, it's an Academy Award winning performance, Andy.
Yeah.
But honestly, at the end of the day, none of this shit even fucking matters anyway. People are getting worked so fucking hard, man. The marks are frothing, they're seething at the mouth. But the house always wins. It doesn't matter if you're seething or not. Like, at the end of the day, we're still getting paid.
And we were gonna get Jesse on for a sec just for him but we want to move on because I didn't realize this thing was 2.5 fucking hours. But he'll help us with some bits in the future on the Merch show and stuff. So don't worry. Jesse, friend of the show, and Feltoner of Ralph. Like, and by the way, Jesse just fucked with him about his dead brother. This like the sticker thing in Dallas, people throwing diapers at him showing up this, and then he fell for this. Literally, like I was like, I told Jesse and Ashton, I'm like, this is not going to work, and they're like, oh, but it's gonna be funny if it does work. And I'm like, this when you said, works. I almost bursted out laughing.
Do you know why? Do you know why it worked?
What?
Because the one thing that will get Ralph more excited than anything else is when one of his enemies is having a bad time. So I had to just like, I'm spurging, I'm spiraling and fucking melting down. Because then at that point, Ralph's like, okay, he's having a bad time. Now we're going to bring Jesse out. And that's what animates him more than anything. I understand the psychology of Ethan Ralph better than most people. The thing is, I think that's pretty sad, really, to understand the psychology of Ethan Ralph. To be able to grasp the fucking mind of the Rage Pig. But look, folks, it pays really well, okay? It pays well. And it may not be the most dignified thing in the world, but I'm still getting fucking paid.
Look.